For this exercise, we're going to use regular expressions to validate three different types of data. First, we're going to do a three-digit number, then we're going to validate phone numbers, and then finally we're going to validate dates. So I've already got the program mostly written. It's called regexercise. All I've left out is the pattern, or the regular expression. So we're going to do three-digit numbers first. So to do three-digit numbers, we're going to enter the following pattern. \\\d for digit, followed by open curly brace 3, close curly brace, and then of course close the string. This is a fairly simple regular expression, although as you see it's a little too simple. So let's compile. Then let's run it. So let's try a three-digit number, 356, and it works. Probably should have put this in a loop, but I didn't. Let's try it with another three-digit number. Works fine. Let's try it with a two-digit number. It says number is not in three-digit format. That's fine. Let's try it with a one-digit. That works great. Let's try it with a four-digit, 2,569. And it says number is in three-digit format. The problem is that we need to add a couple of extra symbols, extra commands, if you will, into our regular expression, which we're going to use for the other regular expressions as well. A caret symbol at the beginning and a $sign at the end, which essentially means match the pattern exactly at the beginning and the end. This keeps it from having problems with this particular regular expression with a four-digit number. So now let's try it again. Save the file. Let's clear the screen. Compile again, and then run. First, let's make sure it still works for a three-digit number, and it does. Now let's try a four-digit number. Number is not in three-digit format. So again, there's our regular expression for matching a three-digit number. Now let's move on to the next example. Comment that out. I'm going to leave the patterns in, but I'm going to change the prompts. So this time we're going to do phone number. So we're going to prompt the user to enter a phone number. We can get the number in just like we did before. But now the pattern is going to be different and more complex than one we've seen before. So let's work through it slowly. We start off with our caret symbol to represent match from the beginning. Then we enter the character case 2 through 9 to represent that the first digit can be a digit 2 through 9. Area codes start with two digits. I forgot to mention that the phone number format we're going to use is dashes between the area code, the prefix, and the rest of the number. Okay, so we start out by saying the first digit can be a 2 or a 9, followed by, we need two backslashes here, any two more digits, followed by a dash, followed by any three digits. It really doesn't matter after the area code. Followed by a dash, followed by any four digits, and then $sign to anchor it at the end of the string as well. All right. We can change our response a little bit. Number is in legal format, or number is not in legal format. That'll be good enough. So let's save our file. Clear the screen, compile again, and then run. So let's enter a good phone number, and that number is in legal format. Here's one that will not be in legal format because the area code started with a 1. Let's try one more. And this time we're only going to write three digits for the last part, and that is not in correct format because of that. So let's look at the regular expression for that one more time. Here's the match for the first set of digits, the area code. It's the most complex. Followed by the match for the second set of numbers, followed by the match for the third set of numbers, specifically saying that there must be dashes in between. So with that, let's move on to the third example, and this is an example of a date. And this will be a little bit more complex. Start off with the caret symbol at the beginning. Now here we have to group. Start with an open parentheses indicating that it's going to be a group. So here we're going to group the first part of the date, which will be the month. The month can start with a 0 and then a 1 through 9, or, and to represent or we use the bar, which is the shift backslash. Or it can start with a 1 followed by a 0, 1, or a 2, because it can be the 10th month, the 11th month, or the 12th month. So that will get the month, and then we close off that group. Then for the day can start off with a 0. Remember, we're talking about date formats where days 1 through 9 could start out 01 through 09. So then we have the character class 1-9, or a 1 or a 2, remember this is the month, followed by the character class 09. Now, we're going to run out of room on the line, so let's bring this down to the next line and indent it just a little bit. A day can also start with a 3, so we start with a 3, followed by a 0 or a 1. We can also write the character class 01. So let's do that. Then close off the group, followed by a slash, indicating we're going now to the year. The year can be 19 or 20, or start with that, followed by a digit, followed by another digit, and then we anchor the ending of the regular expression or the pattern or the match with the $sign and close it off. Let's change our prompt at the end. The regular expression looks formidable, but when you break it down into parts, it's really not. Let's do that again real quick. This is our month. Remember, our month can be either 01, 02 through 09 or 10, 11, 12, followed by the day, which can start with a 0 or a 1 or a 2 or a 3, depending on where we are in the dates. And then we have the year, which is either 19 or 20, followed by 2 more digits. All right, so let's give it a try. Clear the screen, compile, and then run. Forgot to change our beginning prompt. Let's close out, go back to our program. There we go. I just don't want it to look confusing. Compile again. Now run it. So let's try a date. That date is in legal format. Let's try another date. This time let's go beyond. That date is not in legal format because there is not a 13th month. That date is not in legal format because there's not a 32nd day in any month. Now, we didn't take into consideration February or months that only have 30 days, but again, we're just looking for the standards for legal dates, not real world legal dates. Let's try it one more time. And that date is not in legal format because we didn't finish out the year. I'll stop there because that's enough examples. So in this exercise, we've seen 3 examples of how regular expressions can be used to efficiently validate data. The first example was a 3-digit number. The second example was a valid phone number. And the third example was a valid date. And with that, we've wrapped up the exercise and we've wrapped up this chapter on regular expressions.